Namaste, Gemini. This is our monthly reading. I switched to monthly from bi-weekly because sometimes I never get to do the bi-weekly because there's always problems with my channel. Either I'm being shadow banned or there's some other problem. Today, if you're on my Facebook, some of you are, or maybe I posted a screenshot from Facebook acknowledging that my channel screwed up, that the information's inaccurate, the views, the likes, the this, everything, and I'm just tired. And on top of that, I am blessed. I do still have a lot of clients. So between, trying to handle my clients, whether it's healing work or readings that they've ordered, and fight with YouTube to get stuff uploaded and published, and then only to have like nobody watch it because the algorithm screws me or something. It's just too much. So I apologize, but I decided if I want to make sure that I get to every single zodiac sign, let me do a monthly. So that's what I'm doing. And we're going to get right into it for us. I too am a Gemini sun. So this is my reading as well. I want it to be good just as you do. Let's pray it is together. So it's so far so good. We're beginning with the Queen of Cups, which most directly represents the sign of Scorpio, maybe specifically a Scorpio female in your life. My mother's a Scorpio. I just missed a call from her. I don't think it's that though. I think it's something more emotional than that. Maybe emotionally fulfilling, or this is involving someone to whom we are emotionally connected. This card can also represent other water signs, of course, Cancer, Pisces, and doesn't have to represent a water sign at all. It could just, or a person. Although it very well could. It could just be about, just feeling emotionally happy and good and in love and loving and coming from a place of love and all that kind of stuff. Let's see what's behind here. Okay, well, all right, so I've pulled the Five of Wands for a couple of signs, and I think it may be tied to the Aries full moon. So most people, they look at the Five of Wands and they read it in a negative way. And that happens with a lot of cards. If you watch my readings before, I don't feel that the Tower is always negative. I don't really feel it's negative at all. But I don't feel the Tower is always negative. Or Death is one of my favorite cards. People see Death and they're like, oh no. Or the Devil, especially if he's in reverse, is not so bad. Once you understand how manifestation works and how you're in control of whether you demand positive vibes only or you allow yourself to slip into negativity. So all these things are really about perspective and what we allow to become our reality. For me, the Five of Wands, for the most part, is about, if it's not about an individual being conflicted, like I'm conflicted. I just spun this card around. Oh, we know what it is. It's the Queen of Cups of Brain. Like I'm conflicted. I don't know what to do, right? I'm trying to figure it out. If it's not about that, then it's often about some sort of competition in your work life. Maybe you're fighting for a promotion or for a new job or to start a company, get a business going. There's competitors, right? You're trying to do your best to be the successful one out of a group or whatever. Or it's conflict with close friends and or family. So when it's not conflict at all, which it's not always, not the way I read it, sometimes it's about just the energy of Mars, right? Ruler of the sign of Scorpio, as well as more directly Aries, of course, which enters Mars. No, forget about entering. I don't know where Mars is right now, but I know there's an Aries full moon on the 1st of October. So that's what I meant to mention. Yeah, so Mars, of course, will be involved in that as Aries' ruler. And I think that may be what it is. Mars sending us its energy so that we can aggressively pursue, Mars being the planet of action and aggression, anything that we want and or are trying to manifest. Another thing that this card says is if you ever didn't believe in yourself, do it now. Like now's the time when you need to most believe in yourself and be as confident as possible. And that is how you're going to, again, keep positivity around you and manifest what you do want in your life. Okay, this is the next upright card is Major Arcana card, the Star, which is all about manifestation. Prayers being answered, dreams coming true, wishes being granted. We could have prayed for love or to heal a relationship with somebody with whom we had conflict. Maybe we prayed specifically about something involving a Scorpio or other water sign, whether it's female or male, masculine, feminine. We may have prayed for some sort of Somebody that to whom we have an emotional connection. You know, Geminis, like air signs in general, including Aquarius, which this card represents, are detached, as they say. You know, we're not as emotionally connected to everything and everyone with whom we're involved as other people are. But in this case, this is something to which or whom we have an emotional connection. Like we care about something that's going on here, whether it's something that we're trying to bring into our lives, or someone we're trying to bring into our lives, or it's a desire to communicate with somebody in particular, maybe that we have an emotional connection with. This can be a card of communication, particularly involving technology like Skype and online dating and FaceTime, all that kind of stuff, texting maybe even. It can involve sending each other pictures, photos, videos on a more national scale, which sometimes does pop up, especially since the so-called president is also a Gemini. You know, it could be about like these videos that go viral that people post of news and things. But with the star, it should be something that's more positive. Also, I'm just getting something about what we're trying to manifest. I guess, yeah, what I was saying about the Five of Wands and the star can apply to any of those. If you're competing for a position in work, maybe you prayed for it, maybe you made a focused intention on it. If you don't believe in prayer, you believe in manifestation, you believe in the law of attraction, you know, maybe you have said, okay, I'm going to bring this to me. I'm going to manifest this into my life. That promotion is mine. I'm going to speak it into existence. You know, something like that. All right, let's see. Okay, the next card is in reverse. It is the Six of Pentacles. I'll just go ahead and point out what this card is about because it's one of my favorites in the deck, actually. And it represents the planet Venus and all the signs that she rules, which includes ours. Venus is the esoteric ruler of the sign of Gemini. So in addition to Mercury. Oh, that was another one of the things I meant to say. Mercury. I started to say that Mars was entering something. Mercury, our ruler, enters Scorpio this week. That's what I meant to say. But our other ruler, Venus, is what this card represents. And it's all about assistance from the universe and also from, you know, us and with other people. The ability to allow love to pass both ways. The ability to both give and receive. A lot of us have a problem with receiving, you know, crazy part about it. And so this card, when it's in reverse, can often be talking about us being more generous. Like we're not realizing there are areas in our life where we can afford to be more generous and more giving, whether it's with our time, money, you know, some sort of abundance that we have that we can share. All right. Now opening to the Four of Cups in reverse. So we're over some sort of disappointment or this feeling of, oh, woe is me. Nothing good ever happens in my life. And we're acknowledging that if we want these good things to happen, it's time for us to get up and go get them now. And that maybe that is that Mars action and aggression that's coming with the Five of Wands. And right here opposite our own energy, the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords, believe it or not, when it comes to love, can easily be about being swept off your feet. And I'm mentioning love because, you know, we just saw the Queen of Cups. That could definitely be about love. Being swept off your feet. It's also about action with regard to information that comes in. Pages bring news. Knights take action, the way that I read them. So this one is taking action with regard to some sort of information or news. Often he's needing to make a decision, or he's awaiting a decision, or both. Like sometimes we need information or we need to hear somebody else's decision so that we can make ours and decide what our next move is. And then opening to the Two of Swords, speaking of decisions, this is a card of indecision. It's not really, but it kind of is, because it's like you really know what you want to do in your heart, in your soul, your gut, your intuition. You know what you want to do, but you're afraid to actually decide and choose what it is you want to do because you're worried about what other people will think or feel or say about it, whether it's people in your immediate surroundings or it's society that frowns upon it or whatever it is. And so you just figure, if I don't decide anything, maybe if I ignore it, it'll go away. You know, like if I don't open my bills, I won't have to pay them. I can pretend that they never came. It's that sort of thinking. But when it's in reverse, then you're likely moving towards something. And in terms of love and relationship, you're finding more balance in things in your relationships. So now opening to the Four of Swords. We could have been on a break or needing a break or recovering from some sort of pain, hurt, or maybe an actual literal surgery, or more than one is possible with the Three of Swords. But guess what? There's a brand new start here for us with this sword that's laying in what looks to me like gold inlay. That's like, for me, I consider the Ace of Swords, and that's our fresh start. So now that we're recovered, we got our strength back, we're finished with a break, and we're ready to reapproach whatever situation we'd fallen back from. For some, it could have been a literal vacation, that we've been on, and now it's like I'm back to work. Or maybe you were out of work because of COVID. Your job was closed, and now it's reopening or something. Speaking of work, opening to the Knight of Pentacles. I'll make this the last one. Knight of Pentacles, potentially a Taurus or Virgo, also ruled by Mercury along with us, or Capricorn. I said I was going to make that the last one. But you see, I opened to the Hangman, which represents the sign of Pisces. And when he's upright, he is in thinking mode and considering other people's perspectives, and trying to decide what he's going to do about something. He's trying to come into some sort of enlightenment. And Geminis are good at that, like about thinking about other people's perspectives and things. What I say about the Ace of Swords. Boom. There it is. And did you see that just now? Like, I was going to pick up a whole bunch, and I said, nah, let me put these on the top, and I'll put these on the bottom. I couldn't see what was there. So. But that's how that works. So the Ace of Swords, here's our new beginning in our own energy, in our own element. We are empowered completely, right? To fresh start for something. Some situation that we felt stuck in, or we were fearful of making an approach or taking a stance, we are no more. Now I'm going to get the stands, and we're going to, so we can see the cards more clearly. And we're going to pull 4. There we go. That should be in frame. If it's not, I'll fix it. So our Ace of Swords belongs upright. And I'm going to pull 4 cards. The first will be the one that will most directly represent us this month of October. And it's the Two of Wands in reverse. Nice card. Surrounding energy, close friends, family members, intimate relations, exes even, co-workers and stuff. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Work and finance. Ace of Wands. Get it, Gemini. Yes. And last but not least, love and relationships. Whoa! Whoa! I think our spread may be better than Libra's, and it was their birthday month. We got 2 aces. Somebody's moving in together this month. Checking to make sure everything's in frame. It looks like it is, so let's jump in. I'm excited already. Did I look and see what was behind the Ace of Swords? Oh, it's the Eight of Swords in reverse. So yeah, we're no longer afraid. Okay. So the Ace of Swords is a card that basically says it's time for you to be brave. So remember the Four of Swords where I said this other one in the gold inlay just reminds me of the Ace of Swords, like we're going to have a new start soon. And the Four of Swords is about that recovery process, restoration. So maybe we had been hurt by the Three Swords, and now we're over that pain, that hurt. We're ready to readdress a situation or start fresh with someone or something new. And we're just empowered again. So it's calling on us to use that. There's a soldier in that card who's like the one that's resting, and he's put his swords down in the meantime. And so it's calling us back to the battleground, basically, and saying to be brave. And even if we feel the fear, which appears to be very close to us, even though we're like over it, do it anyway. There's a saying, something like that. Even if you feel the fear, do it anyway. Like, keep going and pushing ahead. And that's what this card calls for you to do. It's also one that says that we're looking for truth, and it's a card of victory, because it often comes on the heels of like the Ten of Swords, which is about betrayal and hurt and maybe even addiction and different things like that, codependency. So in any area of our life, it's really telling us to not be afraid to, take a leap of faith, which may very well be attached to this Two of Wands, which is representing our energy. Twos are about faith, especially in the manifestation process. You start out with 1, or like an ace. That's a thought that we put out into the universe, or a word that we speak over ourselves. And then the 2 is the belief, the faith that it can actually come to pass. When it's the 3, we start to see something actually taking formation or on the horizon. Like we don't have it yet, but we can see and feel that we're going to have it soon. And then the 4 is when we've successfully manifested something, as in like the 4 of Wands, right? So this is our 1, our 2, and it's calling for us to just believe in ourselves, and that we can be successful, and we can trust our guts, and we can trust our intuition, and we can take the leap of faith. It can be connected to a legal situation, success or victory in a legal situation, or the situation coming out as best for us as it possibly can. And also, again, connected to the 4 of Swords that we saw, which can be about separation. It can be about needing a break from someone or something. This is separation, even if it wasn't our choice. Like you could have been separated from your job, like I mentioned. Or from a relationship. Somebody could have told you they needed a break from you. You could have gotten laid off or on furlough, or who knows what, like what's going on in the world. And so because of that separation, maybe you're having a new start. So maybe in the meantime, you got a new job. Maybe in the meantime, you met a new, love interest or mate, or you decided to start your own business. Again, maybe you started making masks or something, and that's taken off. And so you don't need that job that you got separated from anymore. This is your victory. And so moving on to the 2 of Wands in reverse. So having seen the Queen of Cups and now the King of Cups in our love and relationship placement, I have to mention what it means for love. And it definitely says that you can expect a relationship to deepen or get more committed. Like I said, 2 aces can be representative of cohabitation. So this is looking really good for some of us. Or if we're looking for love, we're single, whatever, a new relationship likely to be coming through very, very soon. And we should, enjoy every minute of it. Just be open to it. Have faith that your life is going to go well. And let it, let everything be organic, be in the moment, enjoy it. Just have a good time with this energy of love. If you're single, know that there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Don't allow yourself to slip into this energy of being lonely, because guess what? Again, you're the one that can take you out of that. Are you in places where somebody can find love with you? Are you putting yourself out there? Because if not, that's what you need to stop doing. Love can knock on your door. That can happen, but it's not likely, right? Maybe the UPS man comes and makes a delivery, and you guys look at each other's eyes, and you decide, that's the one. Love at first sight could happen, but it's not likely. So you got to put yourself out there if you're trying to, meet somebody or something. In terms of work, this can be about new businesses, business ventures, opportunities, job offers, promotions, all kinds of stuff. And if we're leaving a situation, maybe because, again, of the Ace of Swords, we separated from one job or relationship or whatever for another one, just be careful not to burn any bridges, just in case you ever need those people again, or they may need you, maybe in your new business. But if you piss them off, they're not going to choose you to be their vendor, right? So keep that in mind. In a general sense, it's a positive card too. It reminds us to put our emotions sort of in perspective. And sometimes, what we feel or don't feel as air signs is not really the reality of a situation. And we need to, consciously take a look at, how do I feel about this situation? Geminis, we definitely need to do that every now and then, because we could realize how we feel too late. I know we like to be sure. I never tell anybody I love you until I'm sure, because we don't like to say that and have it not be true, have it not be right. But sometimes, especially if you're dealing with a water sign, particularly like a Scorpio, those type of people, they want to hear and feel in a really genuine way those things. So when we're looking like we're not necessarily into it, and we're coming off very superficial, we're sending off a message that's maybe not the message we're meaning to give out. And so those are the times when this card shows up to suggest to us that we maybe check out our emotions and see how we're feeling about a situation, and be in that and accept it, and then deal with it, So moving on to the Queen of Pentacles, this can be an actual person in our life, of course. It may be ourselves. We may be, some sort of cuspian, maybe. A Taurus, Gemini is possible. Or we have, the Earth in another, like our sun or our sun. Yeah, sun, moon, rising. Maybe you guys are not Gemini suns like me. Whatever. It can be in your own energy. But in this placement surrounding, it's possible for it to be some of our energy, but it's often like those that surround us and the things that surround us. So it may be an actual person, maybe an actual female, dark-haired female to be even more specific, and she plays an important role in some way in our life. She wants us to pay attention to something when she's in reverse, and it very likely has to do with our home. So even if it's not an actual person, it's an energy that's coming through, and it could be that mother energy, that Venus energy, because most directly represents the sign of Taurus. All in the tarot, the queen represents the fixed sign most directly of any given element. So the fixed sign of the element of earth is Taurus, which is ruled by Venus, again, which rules us too. So that's that mother energy, and she wants us to pay attention to something likely having to do with our home or household, family, to nurture someone or something, maybe ourselves even, in that environment. And in love, paying attention to those things and nurturing those things, our home life, and our maybe even physically our home environment, remodeling, moving things around, getting into feng shui, whatever it is, can often really, really improve our relationships. And again, somebody may be deciding to cohabitate, so that could be how you're working on your home environment. If we're single, same thing. We still need a home base. We need a place where we feel at home. We feel comforted. We feel that we can invite somebody in, to share a space with us, even if it's not literally our home or our house. Some place where we feel comfortable that we can share ourselves with other people. That's what we need if we're looking for a relationship. In terms of work and stuff, we may not really be enjoying ourselves too much at work right now. It might not be where we necessarily want to be. But in terms of leaving it or something, that's a decision, of course, that requires some real, genuine thought. Finances, it warns us that we may be tempted to spend too much money, maybe on our home right now, especially again if you're deciding to move into together. Oh, honey, we need this, we need that, right? But you just need a comfortable, warm, inviting space for yourself. Doesn't necessarily have to involve a lot of money. And they do say home is where the heart is. So what is comfortable for you? What makes you feel comforted and protected and secure and happy? Only spend that much. We don't have to necessarily buy our way into happiness. It's the people that are in the home, including ourselves, even if we live alone, and just the love and joy that's there that really makes it, a real space. That's going to take us to the Ace of Wands and work and finance. So this is a card that says a new position that's really, really positive, and it might be fulfilling to us. In this job, I'm finally fulfilling my life purpose. Something like that could be headed your way. And especially for those maybe who are not very happy with their current job, you're going to be moving into something else or a new career that's going to be much more fulfilling for you and where you belong. And you're likely to be more successful than you've ever dreamed possible if you're in a position where you're being hired by somebody else, or even if you're paying yourself. Ask for what you're worth. You could be very, very pleasantly surprised that you get it. And that's not a suggestion to ask for something astronomical that doesn't match what your salary should be. Maybe you should Google what somebody with your level of education and or experience is supposed to be paid, on average in your state for a given position, and then ask for that if you're in a position where you get to ask for it. In terms of finances, it's a sign of better times. If you've been having a struggle, especially, you can definitely look for an uptick, or if you've been all right, you can still expect things to get better and better. Sometimes it can even indicate that we'll be getting some sort of gifts of money or inheritance, or like I said, maybe something involving a legal situation, a settlement, maybe a divorce. Maybe that's what the separation was with the Four of Swords, and so you're getting your cut or whatever it is. A gift doesn't have to be money. It can be anything that has value to both you as the receiver and the giver, or vice versa. Maybe you're the one who's giving, and maybe it's connected to that Six of Pentacles in reverse that we also looked at. And last but not least, the King of Cups, who may in fact be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, walks into your life. This is a person, if you're already, of course, in a committed relationship, then your relationship, you can expect it to get better. So we're sort of bookend by that kind of love energy with the Two of Wands on that side and the King of Cups on that side. And even if we want to consider the Ace of Wands, even though it's like work and finance, these are all cards that are really, really fabulous in terms of love energy. Even the Ace of Swords upright is a positive one. So the Ace of Cups is like very few cards in the deck are more loving than the King of Cups, rather. And it means if we're single that someone very like legit, organically, genuinely like loving, not afraid to show their emotions. That doesn't mean that they're like overly emotional and you know, wallowing all over the place. Not like that. Just in a very, like their emotions are so balanced and in check. And, you know, this person is legit. They really want to give you genuine, organic love. So that's the case, whether you're single or coupled. But if you are single and it's somebody walking into your life, not only may they actually be a masculine energy and or a male, but very possibly a light-haired male is who the King of Cups represents. Now I want to supplement these cards with some of my other cards. Since I'm telling fortunes, I'm going to use my fortune teller cards. I've been doing this for all the signs. For us, I am beginning with our own energy as air signs. And my personal, maybe some of yours as well, animal, you know, like animal totem, the eagle, which is definitely air, right? This is something in flight. This is totally about air. You will soar towards your destiny with greater clarity and strength. We're all about clarity and intellect and logic and thinking and communication as well. So this is totally our energy, and it's saying we're going to be fully empowered. It's, you know, like mimicking this Ace of Swords. Behind it is Lion, but it's in reverse, so I won't even go into that. But it could be connecting us to perhaps fire energies, most specifically Leo. I myself am, in fact, a Gemini Sun, Leo rising. So, something like that. Opening to Mountain. Know that you're protected as you face challenges, but remain cautious. Eagle. Coffin. Natural endings abound. Take care with your health. So, I think that was talking about allowing things to end, because holding on to stuff, especially negative energies and emotions like regret and resentment and the inability to forgive, fear, ego, pride, those things don't really affect the other person. They have no idea that we're harboring a bunch of funky energy. It affects us potentially and can really affect your health, actually. So it's like, this is about letting things that are coming to an end come to an end. It could be also connected to the Four of Swords in reverse, a break, a separation, something maybe never coming back together. It's a permanent separation. Allow it to leave you. And opening to Angel. Your angels are guiding and protecting you on your spiritual journey. I'll do one more. It is Sun. Open your heart to the enormous growth ahead. Very nice. Our card is love now, our overall energy. Love surrounds all of your connections. Move forward positively in areas of your life. And I think that shows here in our spread that love surrounds all of our connections. These are very, very positive cards in every single placement. So now, speaking of those placements, I'm going to... Oh, I just saw something. Let me just show you guys. So the card in the bottom here fell away. It is in fact the Ten of Swords in reverse. So I talked about the Ten of Swords being about betrayal and loss and breakups and things like that. And the Ace following. So that's why it's a card of victory. All right, so the same way, let's get back into frame. The same way I pulled a card for each of these placements from the Rider-Waite Tarot, I'm going to do it with this deck. Our overall energy is love, and the card most directly representing us from the fortune reading cards is flowers. Be generous. Success and emotional fulfillment are yours. So that goes along with the message that we had already seen as well from the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And this is kind of like a Pentacles or Earth energy, right? Flowers. So we are guided to be generous. Not necessarily with money, but it could be money if you have, enough to share in some way or to pay it forward in some way. Could be literal in terms of giving somebody flowers. That's saying, give me my flowers while I'm alive and stuff. Like people want to be, know how you feel about them in the present, right? In the now. Could be connected to that. So moving on to surrounding energy in the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, Judgment. Soul searching will bring inner peace to many areas of your life. So that soul searching and that inner peace can be about you deciding what is home to you and what does it take or what will it take for you to make yourself a home or to feel at home. Ace of Wands in our work and finance. World. Be open to new possibilities in all areas of your life. So that new career, that new business of your own, very, very possible and likely for those who have been working on manifesting that. And last but not least, but love and relationship and the King of Cups. It is Chariot. This is water energy too. In the tarot, the Chariot represents the sign of Cancer. So maybe specifically a Cancer for some of you. Charge ahead with confidence. Stay strong and focus. And there's horses here. I know I used to be involved with a Scorpio and he reminded me of a pony. Just he was so muscular and he had these long dreads. And so he looked like a horse. He looked like a pony. So it's funny to me that these horses are here. Scorpio male. Anyway, this is for all of us, not just for me. And it is about possibly, again, moving in together. The Chariot in the tarot is about movement, moving, whether literal or metaphoric. And it is about those things in this deck as well. It can also be about traveling, visiting each other, modes of transportation, maybe a new car or something that we're sharing, that we're buying jointly together. That's a big step that we're taking in a relationship, something like that. Hope you guys have enjoyed the reading. I will be back next month. I'm committed to it. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, share. If you're not yet a subscriber, please consider becoming one by hitting both the subscribe button and the bell button. Again, I have tons of problems with my YouTube channel and my subscribers often don't know that I've put up a video. So please make sure that you check both. I do appreciate it all, whatever you do, and I thank you. Namaste.